Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. We're in our off-air conversation, which is normally much more blue than
Yes.
today's. Letting it spill over. We're talking about concerts way back when. 86, 87, up to 89, 90, through there. It was a different experience
Oh,
at a
yeah.
concert way back when. And I started off with Queen live at Wembley in 86, which was, I've got that on Prime. And that's a defining moment, that concert at Wembley.
Freddie Mercury as a performer was so good. The voice, the everything.
Presence.
He had the stage presence.
Yep.
He just, it's one of those things I talk about, things that just pop. He pops.
Oh.
He just did. He was phenomenal. And that sound was so different from anything else you'd heard in the rock genre. It was incredible.
Queen was so underrated up until they started being seen on those huge platforms.
Yes.
And the concert at 86 was great, and it's amazing. The defining moment, though, and I think people, now that we're a little farther away from it, I think people forget that the defining moment was Live Aid.
Yeah.
Because that's when Freddie really had that entire place by the balls. I mean, it was in sync perfectly, 100%. It's never been duplicated. There's nobody has ever owned a crowd like he did at Live Aid.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor, check it out.
Look up YouTube clips.
Video, because it's like we talk about this like we were there. No, we just saw it on video.
Yeah, and it was that big.
It's still just sticks the landing.
And I'll tell you another one that was a sleeper that I don't think a lot of people know about from Wembley. In Excess, and you can find it on Prime. It's on Prime Video. But it was the Kick tour, so it was at the pinnacle of In Excess's career.
Yep.
Wembley was sold out, and In Excess kind of played like they were playing a bar gig, but there were 70,000, 80,000 people there.
Yeah.
And the band was on fire. Looking back, there was that dividing line between the hair band people and the alternative.
Yeah, because that they kind of walked that line. They weren't a hair band, although Michael Hutchence had the hair.
Oh, he was
Their
gorgeous.
Sound was,
You know what? I'm going to tell you what. That's a gorgeous man.
Performer.
You can go on and on about Rob Lowe all you want. He's got nothing
know what?
compared to Hutchence.
You and I. Let's not crawl. Let's crawl before we walk it. Michael Hutchence, though, I will agree. Handsome.
Wow.
That dude. That he had everything.
So
he was like Rob Lowe. He was a pretty man.
Well, but Rob, just all kinds of things we have to take away from Rob Lowe. But anyway, back to Michael Hutchence. Later on down the line, they came through and they played Grand Valley. And I happened to get lucky enough to go backstage to meet In Excess. I have a picture with Michael, who the picture actually turned up missing forever. And I don't know where the hell it went or whatever. And about a month after he died, it showed up. And that was pretty creepy. I'm like, whoa, that came back. That's weird.
I was talking to you about that. I was on the air the day after he died. And I remember hearing about it. It was like one of those, because In Excess, because this was late 90s, so In Excess, it was 10 years past their apex, but you still knew of In Excess. It wasn't, but it was still one of those,
sad loss.
Very sad. Yeah.
Backstage, though, I brought a copy of the Kick CD. It was from Japan. It was an import. And the Ferris brothers had never even seen it. They were literally saying, how much do you want for this import? We'll buy it. And I'm like, dude, I'm not selling this thing. I don't even care if it's you. It's your music. I don't care. Sign it. Yeah, you're not getting this thing off me.
Wow.
So
Do you think you missed an opportunity there?
No, I don't.
Are you going to be able to? Because I wonder what they would have bought it for. I'm pretty sure you could have, at the very least, purchased my 2012 Dodge Avenger with over.
I doubt that.
220.
I'm thinking they were thinking more along the line of $50.
Oh no! I'll give you no. It wouldn't have been that cheap.
There it is.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You probably, you could have gotten, I would have at least listened. Okay, I would have said, what are you offering?
Didn't care.
Wow.
Nope.
You and I are just wired differently
special
with
edition.
That.
It's the full CD. It's got all the extended remixes of all the songs on it, and mine just happens to be autographed by all of the original members of INXS.
Well, you know what you could do now? You could burn it.
What?
And get a you could burn it. Get a CD burner.
No. Oh, that kind of burn. Hey, listen, pal.
Yeah, burn it. And have a hard copy of it and then sell that one.
But this one's the autographed one. You can get all the songs anywhere you want at this point.
Yeah.
But back then,
but all the extra stuff might be
I'm sure they're all there. Yeah. Anyway. So nice fun memories in
Absolutely.
But hey, I'm gonna lead with a news story. Because I was just there yesterday, and I don't know if it's filtered down to you or not. August, I even have to look up the dates again because it's so fresh. August 15th through the 18th, 16th through the 18th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. Dude, you're going to make some plans to get out here.
Okay, what's going on?
Muskegon's going to put on its big first boat show on the water and on the land. And there's going to be entertainment, and there's going to be food trucks, and there's going to be things for kids to do. And think about this. It's going to be the first time that boaters can come up from Chicago to...
Oh, that's going to be a part. Oh, yeah.
Tie in a boat.
Pencil me in. In fact, pen me in. Pen me in on that. Yeah, I don't get out much. I don't do a lot. But if summertime...
Think about that.
A lot of yeah.
You can't do this in Grand Haven. You can't do it in Holland. No. You can't do it anywhere. But we're and I went down yesterday to kind of meet with the group and putting it on. And I'm like, well, what about this idea? What about that idea? And they're like, well, you just got yourself a job, Andy. And I'm like,
that's gonna be man. Dude, you've already got me excited, and that's months. We're not even to summer yet, and yeah,
they're gonna have one of those.
That'll be fun.
You know, when you go to the car show and they put those cars behind the ropes and they're like, yeah, look at these, but don't touch them.
Yeah.
They're going to have $1 million yacht section.
Yeah. I'm getting to the age, I've only got so many more years
to really
enjoy. Yeah. I've got to, no, I'm talking about events like this to really, really enjoy while you can still really enjoy stuff, have, good adult fun. I got to take advantage of opportunities.
We'll see you out there. Perfect.
Absolutely.
All right.
Let's get into it. Federal appeals court has voted to overturn a West Virginia law that bans transgender athletes from playing on teams consistent with their gender identity. The court ruled that the law violates Title IX, which prohibits sex-based discrimination in schools. The defense argued that sports are separated based on the physiological differences of the sexes. Bottom line, if you're a biological male, you have an advantage, regardless of how you feel about the transgender stuff. Be whatever you want to be. God bless. There is a reason why we have men's sports and women's sport. That's what Title IX was all about. It was about giving girls and women the same chances to compete as men. What it feels like this rule does, and doesn't feel this way, it does do this. It puts the biological girls at a competitive disadvantage. It just does. I mean, there's certain biological realities to this. And I've got all the sympathy in the world for somebody who's dealing with gender dysphoria or trans, whatever. But when it comes to this specific issue, I don't know what you can do. Unless if you got a daughter, I was thinking about it this way. Max was cut from his basketball. He was the last player cut.
Yep.
Let's say Max was my daughter. It was a girls' team. And there were one or two transgender female athletes that decided they wanted to play on the girls' team. And he didn't make it because of that. I would have had a different, this time around, I was like, oh, dude, that sucks. But hey, you know what? It was a level playing field. You gave it your best shot. You just weren't as good as these guys were. It would be completely different if it were a daughter in that situation. Would you agree? Not disagree? What?
So, are you saying that it would be different if daughters had beat him out to make the team?
Oh yeah. Oh,
because I don't understand what you're honestly. And I'm not playing the idiot here. I'm not playing
the. If you were a girl, if you were my daughter and not my son, let's say he's my daughter and he's competing to try and win a spot on the girls' basketball team.
Yep.
And there were transgender girls. That means biological boys that decided they wanted to play on the girls' team because they were identifying as girls. And he didn't make it because of that. Because, hey, you had a couple of biological boys.
Honestly, I've got no opinion on this because it's too big. It's honest. This is just too far of a reach.
Far of a reach in what way? I mean,
it's too much of a hypothetical situation. In my opinion, mine. Your question right here is too much of a far reach for a hypothetical situation that's never going to happen. Too many boys competing to be on the girls' basketball team, and your kid
not
gets
too
cut.
many. It's not too many. It's one.
Well, no,
it's one.
What you just said a minute ago was if he had boys competing to be on the girls' team and Max got cut, that would mean some boys made the girls' team and some didn't, and Max was one of them that didn't.
Some girls didn't make it.
Okay.
I'm talking about. I was trying to break it down, and this has happened. Now it's not a major thing right now, but you look at the percentages of those identifying as trans, as non-binary, whatever. It's gone up like 800% in 4 years. It's just one of those things that we kind of just ignore. Like, that's not a big deal. It doesn't affect that many people until it's your daughter, and it doesn't work the other way. Like if you're a biological female and you want to try to compete against boys, you're identifying as a boy, more power to you. You want to sign out all the waivers because it could be a bit risky because of the physicality, the difference in bone density and speed and strength and all that stuff. It's just not a level when you're talking about this. It's just not a level playing field. It just isn't.
Well, to me, it's one big whataboutism, and I think it's way too overblown. Way too overblown.
Fair enough.
We're not going to have an epidemic of boys trying out for girls teams and girls trying out for boys teams. It's not going to ever balloon to the point where society is going to crumble because boys are playing girls basketball. It's not going to happen. Period.
Okay. Many college grads still crippled by student loans. Loan debt is a burden that 75% of borrowers say has forced them to delay a major life event. Well, that's whether that's buying a house, getting married, or having kids. 1 in 3 current students say they have considered dropping out due to the educational cost.
Question for you.
Go ahead.
Major companies, big CEOs, all this other stuff, they get bailouts, they get all this other kind of stuff. I failed to find a reason why it's wrong to give a student loan relief in that light.
And as somebody who has had some of his loan taken care of, I took care of most of it. Like I said, thanks guys for taking it over from the 1 yard line after I moved the first 99 yards. And
better
you want
than nothing.
Me to. Okay. What if you were somebody, again, who had done all the work, who had paid back everything?
Yep.
I'm not saying, I actually agree with you. I think because you're kind of sold a bill of goods that, hey, you get this college degree.
It's like buying a car stereo from Mickey Shore. You're buying something you're never going to pay off.
Well, no, because other people did pay
okay,
it off.
Anyway, go ahead.
And I understand why some people might be kind of pissed saying, hey, what the hell? I didn't get my debt erased.
Yep.
I had to keep working, sometimes 2 and 3 jobs.
Yep.
And you're gonna let these kids just skate? That's bullshit. And I understand. While I think the argument you're making carries a little more weight, because I think at the end of the day, you were sold a bill of goods at 18. Granted, you were an adult. You made the decision to take out that loan, but you can't cripple so many of these kids in debt. So I would tend to agree with you, while at the same time, and this is not whataboutism, while at the same time understanding
what this is. What this is if you really boil it down to the easiest way to look at it. Let's say you're sitting in a park with you're sitting in a park, and a guy sits down next to you with an ice cream cone. It's outrage over the fact you don't have an ice cream cone. Hey.
No, I already ate my ice cream cone.
He got an ice cream cone today. For
free. I had to pay for mine.
Well, lucky him. Hey, you know what happened to me yesterday? Did you read what happened to me yesterday?
I did not. I wasn't on the...
A very nice couple gave me... well, here, I'll show you.
Whoa, look at... Wait, gave that to you?
They gave it to me.
Holy cow, that's a nice little camera there.
The whole camera and the wireless mic system and everything in there is about $6,500 new. Now,
very cool.
You could sit there and go, "Where's my camera? I didn't get a camera." Or you could say, "Wow, my friend Andy got on break today. Somebody was kind and gave him a camera." And they
Life
did
isn't fair.
So how does that change the way we look at student loans?
Well, again, the difference is two people bought something, and then I was given all my money back, and the other person wasn't.
What do you mean by that?
Just what I said. I had what I owed, what they owed, they paid off.
You paid your debt.
What I owed, I didn't.
You did your part. The other people weren't able to make that, and they got a little relief. Good for them. They weren't
able to make it, or they did.
Leave it at that.
Do you understand, though, why they might be pissed off?
I can understand why half the town might be pissed off I got this camera yesterday.
Okay,
but most of the people,
completely different thing.
When I talked about getting a $6,500 camera rig, most of the people said, "Andy, good for you."
Yeah, good for you, because you've done stuff for the community to kind of earn that.
And if people who are still working their way out of the college loans were given a gift, maybe we could just say, "Hey, good for you."
I think you don't want to cripple people with that, but I will say this about the term whataboutism.
I didn't say
we
that
need to not with this one, but just but we're doing a lot of what about this, what about that.
I would love to get rid of it.
We both do.
I'm trying right now. I think we
need to get rid of the term, because it's a bullshit term, because all whataboutism is calling out blatant hypocrisy, because that's what we're talking about. And granted, we're all hypocrites. But for some reason, that is done a thing that's kind of become a way to shut down. Oh, you're just engaging in whataboutism. No, I'm calling out blatant hypocrisy. I benefited from blatant hypocrisy. I benefited from it. Okay, I'm acknowledging that. I'm acknowledging that somebody else has a right to be pissed off that I was able to get some, not most, but some of my debt eliminated when it was kind of on me to do it myself. So.
Well, I will say that it was a nice break for you to be given a pinch of relief.
There you go.
There you go.
Finally, you could own your own private island home in Michigan. The house is located on Peck Island in the eastern UP. Just went on the market. An Adirondack style home. Do you know what that means? Adirondack style?
You're laid back.
It's kind of,
I don't know.
Could be. I don't know. Anyway, 3 bedrooms, 3 full baths
between the, boards. You're sitting in an Adirondack chair. There's,
3 bedrooms, 3 full baths. It's on the west end of 64 wooded acres, a cool $2.9 million. That's
that all?
A nice piece of real estate. Yeah, private island home. Good Lord.
Would you walk around naked?
You know what you could do? Yes.
You would?
100%.
What if you got dirt in your butt?
Pay somebody to clean it out.
Gross.
I'm just kidding. I'd clean that out myself. I'd clean that out myself.
You're sick.
Sports. Tigers beat the Rangers 4-2. The Wings win, but fail to make the playoffs in a bizarre way. They beat Montreal 5-4. Now, the Wings needed Washington to lose to Philadelphia in order to get in. Philadelphia needed Detroit to lose in order for them to get in, but they didn't know Detroit had already won. Follow me to this. They ended up pulling their goalie because they needed to win their game in regulation. They pull their goalie. Washington gets the game-winning goal in regulation to win. And now had that game gone to overtime and Philly were to beat Washington, Detroit would have gotten into the playoffs. But Philly, not knowing that Detroit had already won, so it didn't matter what they did, pulled their goalie. So bizarre way for the Red Wings to not make it, but almost a decade now of playoff futility for Detroit. Bizarre. Now,
none of that made
sports
sense.
Fans could have followed that.
Okay, good for them. I'm happy for sports fans.
There you go.
Awesome. Ready for a little trivia today?
Let's do it.
It's $1,000. This could wipe out your whole week of gains. And you know what? We're not in the business of losing gains.
No, we are gain.
That's right.
Gain acquisition. I don't even know what the right words are.
New York City, 1,000. Keen's Steakhouse displays thousands of clay pipes used by patrons like Buffalo Bill, Babe Ruth, and this Rough Rider and New York native.
Rough Rider and New York native. I'm going to go with, and I believe this is the answer, for 1,000, I believe that would be Theodore Roosevelt.
I'm going to give you another win. Look at you. See what happens when you get your student loan paid off? You learn things.
Oh.
Takes the pressure off it.
Right.
Hey, that's good stuff.
Again, thanks again for taking it that last yard.
Well,
after I did all the heavy lifting.
Be grateful for what you got. Let's not forget gratuity.
Right. Oh, I'm nothing but gracious.
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Have a great, what is it today?
Wednesday.
See you tomorrow.
See ya.
Happy Wednesday. Muskegon. Thunderstorms will develop across the region today, so let's take a look at your forecast brought to you by Trinity Health. Like I said, we will have thunderstorms developing nearly right overhead here in Muskegon County along the lakeshore, and they will strengthen as they move off to the east. So I don't think the chance of severe weather is all that high today, but it's definitely not zero. We do have cooler temperatures moving in as those storms leave the area for this weekend. Temperatures back into the 40s and 50s, unfortunately, and then we'll have another round of rain before that colder air arrives Thursday into Friday morning. So you can see this is what the future radar looks like at noon, and most of West Michigan will be dealing with some scattered showers and thunderstorms. They will literally be developing right overhead of us as a cold front will be swinging through around this time. They'll get stronger as they move to the southeast Michigan toward Detroit and Flint, so they have a better odds of seeing severe weather over there. Here in West Michigan, though, for the rest of Wednesday, we'll just see spotty showers here and there, with the best chance of severe weather being in the late morning to early afternoon hours. So temperature-wise today will be in the mid-60s, and temperatures will actually fall during the afternoon as that cold front will be moving through early in the afternoon hours, and then we'll have temperatures crashing into the 50s near sunset. So for your Wednesday, expect a high right around 65, but like I said, they will be falling during the afternoon hours. Expect some showers and storms to develop nearly right overhead of us during the late morning to early afternoon hours, but I don't think the chances of severe weather are all that high here in Muskegon, at least. Better odds of that further to the east. And then we should stay dry Wednesday night going into Thursday morning with a low of 46. But then more rain showers will develop later Thursday afternoon and especially Thursday night as one more round of rain moves in, which will bring us cooler temperatures. Following that, we'll be back into the 40s on Saturday, unfortunately. But thankfully, we'll warm up a little bit early next week, near 60 on Monday, but in general, staying around 60 degrees into the middle of next week. And that is your Wednesday forecast brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Cole Woods Weather, and enjoy your day.